Do we have any visiting Rotarians with us today? Welcome, man. How about guests? Do we have any guests of Rotarians with us today? Oh.
Yes, I have Jack present with me again today.
It's great to have that with us. Any other guests? Okay. Well, we'll jump into some announcements. So as we said last week, not a whole lot, which is from us here at the club right at this moment, which is a good breather. I think it's a needed respite after November and December were wide open for us. But a few announcements that we do want to put on your horizon and on your radar. February 7th, a district meeting for grants management training. If that's something you'd be interested in, we're always looking for folks from our club to go and learn about that, be trained on that. If you're interested in that, seek him and we'll get you signed up and ready to go to that. That'll be at Red Hawk Community College. Another thing to put on the radar is our next blood drive coming up on February 19th, 1:30 to 6 at Memorial. And great time to go ahead and get ahead of the game and sign up for that. Only one other really announcement, well two, but one other one from Rotary is our district conference is coming up in April. And you know, we talk about this, we love to see as many Rotarians from our club go to district conference. It's a great time. Last year we were at Harris Casino in Cherokee. This year we'll be at Atlantic Beach, which I'm excited about. I love that area. I love Cape Lookout. It's probably my favorite place in the state. So it's a great time, great way to connect with other Rotarians, learn some things, and yeah, just see what's going on in our district and be a part of that. That's coming up again April 23rd to the 26th at Atlantic Beach. And if you're interested in that, talk to one of us, either Hope or Kim or myself. We can get you more info, or you also can scan that QR code there and take you right to some other info as well. So, but a great time, and like I said, we always love seeing as many Rotarians from our club go to this event as possible. So, put that on the radar if you're interested. Any other announcements coming up? I know one you'll see on your tables there for Habitat for Humanity, the annual event for Habitat for Humanity, the annual fundraiser, which is going to take place right here in the women's club. And this will be the third year of doing this event. It's a great one, but it is. Oh yeah, did y'all have one of those back there? We'll get you. Oh, you do. You got one back there. Yeah. This will be the third year of this event, the Elvis concert and gala. Great food, great entertainment, a great night. And I've been the past 2 years. My daughters, who are 8 and 5, I learned something new. They love Elvis. Who knew? You know, and so he makes it. Well, he's kind of a little part of the movie Lilo and Stitch, so I think that helps with that. But it also didn't hurt that when he was in here dancing around, he took his sash off and gave it to them. So I think they were hooked at that moment. But it's a great night of entertainment, a great meal, and a great cause to support the great work that Habitat for Humanity is doing here in our community. So put that on your calendars, February 27th, right here at the Women's Club. If you need a ticket, you can see Judy Milford, or I'm on that board as well, and I'd be glad to get you a ticket. So see one of us, we'll get you tickets, and hope to see you there. Any other announcements?
January the 25th at First Presbyterian Church, I think with Phil announced this last week. There's going to be a pianist there at 12 o'clock noon. It's going to be a very good event. What's his name? 12:30. What's his name? Dimitri something. And it's very good. I don't know his name, but he's going to be there for you to go.
12:30, January 25th at First Pres. pianist concert, and it's promising to be good. Free. Yeah.
And we vetted CCM last night, it was Grace.
Yeah, talk to us about that. How
It was really good. They formed a committee. They formed a committee, and one gentleman came in last night, and he came early. And we'll feed them early if they get there early and we're ready. But he came in and we said, "Do you want to go ahead and eat?" He said, "No, I'm waiting on my friends to come."
wow, that's
So
awesome.
it was really special.
That's neat. Yeah, so, and such a great ministry as well. And so, but we do that the second or what?
It's
Quarterly.
so about every other month.
About every other month. Well, we always announce it. Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, I would encourage you, if you've got a Tuesday night free when we do that, join Elaine and the other crew that helps serve for that Meals of Grace. What a great thing.
Yeah. Wayne and Candace helped last night. And
Awesome.
And Wayne's wife. So it's a good night.
That's great.
If anybody has like an hour after the meeting day and you want to come to CCM and help us with heavy stuff, we would really love that. I know Don Klein will be there, so it'll be a good time.
We need some help.
Yeah, so the floor is getting refinished, is that right?
Yes.
And so they're needing some help moving some stuff around in there to facilitate that. And, we love what CCM does here in our community, great work, and a great partner with us to do good in our community. And so if you've got an hour to spare right after our meeting today, head right over to see them there on West Guilford. And even if you've got 30 minutes, they'll take it, I bet. So, another thing, this month, our micro project has been to help serve the Father's Storehouse. So Monday was our first time doing that. We're going to continue to do that throughout the month. If you have a Monday from 11 to 12:30 or even 11 to 12 free, any Monday this month, head over to the Father's Storehouse Mondays at 11. And we're helping simply put food on the shelves. The trucks come in at 11 o'clock every week, and we're just helping get that put in the right spot. And I was there this Monday. It's wild, much like what we hear from CCM. As the food is coming in, it is going out almost just as fast. So the need is so great in our community. So if you've got an hour to spare to serve, these kind of projects, CCM, Father's Storehouse, are great. And actually, it's a good little workout too, right? You get your workout in for the day. So, any other announcements?
This person.
Mike.
So I'm trying to figure out a place to stand without my back to somebody. Some of you may have seen something on social media about some people walking across the United States, the Monk Walk. That is attracting an awful lot of attention, and I can confirm that the monks are walking through Thomasville, most likely on Sunday this week. What I can't tell you is their route, where they're staying, or anything of that matter until later this week, because it really does change on a daily basis about their routes. So if you are interested in seeing them take their walk or want to walk with them, there is going to be information on the city website, city social media. Also, the monks have a Facebook page, and they will most likely have a public event in the evening when they are here. That will be in Thomasville, that you will be able to attend. They're Buddhists. They have some specific vows that they've taken. So there are some cultural differences in interactions with them. But they are welcoming to have people come and meet them and talk with them. So if you are interested in that, keep a lookout on the social media page, and tourism social media page, and also with the Monk Walk themselves social media page about where the location is and things of that nature. The city is doing a lot of logistics effort to help them move their way through this area, along with the sheriff's department. Lexington and High Point on either side of us are also involved in this. So it's something that's, people have been calling us about it, and we're trying to get information out, but we just can't release all of the information because it is changing all the time. So I just want to let you all know about that if you're interested. That's Sunday, if everything goes well. Thank you.
What do you got there, TJ?
We have a celebrity in the house. This is a Emmy. And Steve, the food guy, our famous Steve in the back, and The Next 56 Days was part of a series for Fox 8, and they were nominated for an Emmy, and they won. It was actually a couple years ago, but he just received his Emmy. So we're very proud of him, and I wanted to show you.
Oh man, look, that needs to go on the man. That's great. That's awesome.
Doesn't have his name on it.
They're sending it now.
That part's
They
not.
didn't send it with their name on it? No, they send you the flash call.
That's awesome. Do you have something?
It's very personal. I really appreciate you people more than you know. I'm going to do this last week, but it was too just to get information. So I'm going to look at you. 21st of last month. Been married for 50 years. I am a whole lot better person with her. She's a good girl. We met November the 19th, 1969, after second lunch at 12:40 behind the gym at Ashboro High School. I mean, it was like it's yesterday. And we married in 75 after I was in school, you know, so she too. But we've been, first of all, I didn't think I'd live this long, and secondly, I didn't think she'd stay with me this long. But 50 years. 50 years.
Congratulations on that. That's inspiring to many of us. Okay. Again, the moment many of you have been waiting for. Let's split this pot. Steve. Where are we sitting at, Steve? Yeah, sure. 12 cards left. Only 12. $4,566 to be split. It comes out to $2,283 that's on the line today. All right. And 12 cards to draw from. The odds are getting really, really good.
All right. The mayor did not play. I'm gonna let the mayor draw. Did you play? You did not play. Okay. All right.
May the odds be in your favor. 310.
7.
6. 2.
Let's go.
Oh, everybody.
Come on, you got this, you got this.
Oh, Lord, they're cheering for you. They're cheering at that point.
You want this?
Oh, man. Well, hot lives another day.
Yeah, continues to grow.
It's still in there. 11 cards left. Hey, want to get on into our presentation, but before we do, and this actually aligns really well with our presentation, but today, want to really quickly just take a moment and call a few folks forward that we want to honor today. Wanda Collins, I saw that you're here with us. Will you join us up front? I know, look, that perplexed look. Actually, half of this table, Jennifer, dude, and Andrea, sorry, come join us up here. And Jeremy Bennett and Sherry Koontz, if you will all join us up here. Fellows. And just in Rotary fashion, you receive, maybe this, I think this is your second, well, many of you, your second pin in your Paul Harris pin there. So, what do you like saying? Wanda Collins. Jennifer. Andrea. And Jeremy. Okay, club, can we give them an applause?
One, two, three.
I'm not at that fast.
Beautiful.
Hold on a second. There we go. Thank you.
Okay, well, we're excited today to have past District Governor Van Lankford with us, and he's going to come and share, really sort of aligning with that very thing that we just did. But we're excited to hear from Van today and what he has in store. Van, as long as I've been in Rotary, I've kind of seen you in different leadership roles around the district, so it's great to have you with us today in the club. And if you want to come on forward, did you want to come and introduce him?
Yeah.
So today it's my honor to introduce Van Lankford, past district governor. Van's Rotary story began February 2001 when a neighbor who was a dentist in his community invited him to the first Rotary meeting. Later that year, he joined Rotary, the Rotary Club of Knoxville. Served in the Knoxville Club in many capacities from 2010 to 2011. And even served as club president in July of 2011. When he was starting his new business in Mount Airy, Van joined the Rotary Club of Mount Airy, where he served as the club president there, also in several capacities between 2014 and 2015, when he served as club president. He's also been active in the district of 7690, serving 2 terms as foundation associate, district conference committee, and serving in Area 1 and assistant governor from 2018 to 2021. In 2023 to 24, he served as district governor of 7690. Currently, Van is a member of the district membership team. He is a member of the district foundation team, the Paul Harris Society representative. He also serves as on the 2026 district conference team. He was recently elected to represent District 7690 on the Rotary International Council on Legislation. Dan supports Rotary Foundation. He's a Paul Harris Fellow, a sustaining member, benefactor member of the Paul Harris Society, and a major donor, and a member of the Bequest Society. Dan and his wife, Erin, have been married since July of 1989. They have 2 grown children and 3 beautiful granddaughters. It is my honor at this time to present Van Lankford.
It is so good to be back in Thomasville. I remember a couple of years ago when I was doing my travels around the district, I remember coming to Thomasville on my way back from Southern Pines. And I'll be honest with you, I was a little tired that day. I think I spoke at a club on Monday, I spoke at a club on Tuesday, and spoke at a club on Wednesday morning, so I was coming back through Thomasville on the way back to Mount Airy. But this club energized me. I got in this room and I saw all of you, and I saw your enthusiasm, and I saw everything you do for Rotary. And I went back and told somebody, I said, Thomasville's got it going on. And so I am so glad to be back with you today. But I'm here for a very special reason. I've got a program to present to you. But we are inducting someone into a new member into the Paul Harris Society. Now I'm going to, in my program, tell you the difference between what happened a few minutes ago in Paul Harris Fellow and Paul Harris Society. But at this time, first of all, before I do that though, I would like to have the current members of Paul Harris Society to stand and remain standing. So, and I brought you a gift. I brought you a Paul Harris Society banner. And I hope you will display that. So that your current members are, okay, I'm going to call your name. Let's see. Christian Brandyberry, okay. Kim Cecil, Joseph Hedgepath, Wayne Hedrick, Herrick, I'm sorry, Doug Hunt, I know Doug's, let's see, Ernest Coops, Heather Lewis, Carl Miller, Larry Purdue, Don Peters, Gloria Ribon, Deborah Saintsburg, I'm sorry, I'm having to read it. Hope Surratt, Kenneth Tobin, Wayne Underwood, and David Williams. Thank you for your support of Rotary Foundation. And today, I'm here to induct a new member to the Paul Harris Society. Would James or Jim Hudson please come forward? All right. Jim, on behalf of Rotary International and District 7690, it is my privilege to induct you into the Paul Harris Society and to thank you for your continued support of the Rotary Foundation, your commitment to support the Rotary Foundation for years to come. So I've got this certificate for you. It's got your name, and there is a chevron, Jim, that you can wear. So I'm wearing mine with the pin there. And again, I'm going to talk more about what you've done here in a few minutes, Jim, but thank you so much for your support, and we certainly appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, so Jason has agreed to be my IT guy here. So we are going to talk about, again, Paul Harris Society. And so I wanted to ask my friend Kim Cecil. Kim, if you would, please let me know when it's 5 minutes till. Okay? I've got 10 minutes, okay? I've got 10 minutes, all right. All right, so I'm here today to talk about Paul Harris Society. And the first question I want to, and this is actually the third time I've done this program since I've been District Paul Harris Society rep. And I've had to rewrite it because of questions that I get when I go to these meetings. And the first question I get a lot is, Jason, go to the next. What's the difference between being a Paul Harris Fellow and a member of the Paul Harris Society? It's this. A Paul Harris Fellow is someone who gives $1,000 to the Rotary Foundation. Now this may be a one-time gift where they write a check, or it could be a cumulative gift. And that the money that you've given all these years accumulates into becoming a Paul Harris Fellow. Now you see there, my little prompt there is, I said the story of Eric. There's a guy in my club up in Mount Airy named Eric, And it's probably about 7 or 8 years ago, we were sitting at the table, and just like the president did for those Paul Harris Society members a few minutes ago, those Paul Harris fellows a few minutes ago, the president called Eric up and said, Eric, congratulations, you are a Paul Harris fellow. Eric had no idea what he had gotten. He came back to the table, he looked at me and said, what's this? And now in our club in Mount Airy, maybe like you, we did $25 a quarter, $100 a year. And I said, Eric, how long have you been a member of the Rotary Club? He said, I've been a member 10 years. Let's do the math. $25 a quarter, $100 a year times 10 is what? $1,000. So I said, well, you know, you've accumulated that money over the years, so you're a Paul Harris fellow. So it is a one-time gift, either write one big check or 3 or 4 checks, wherever you want to do it, or it can accumulate over years. That makes you a Paul Harris fellow. Now the difference between a Paul Harris fellow and Paul Harris Society is a Paul Harris Society member, like Jim's committed to do this year, and all the other Paul Harris Society members are committed to do, that is an annual gift. A yearly gift of $1,000 to the Rotary Foundation. As I've been studying and doing a deep dive into our club's givings since I took on this role back in July, and as I was, and so I had a lady in Mount Airy. I gave my last banner away back when Dave McCoy was district governor. He did Paul Harris Society. He had a bunch of these beautiful banners made up. Well, this comes from a sweet little 80-year-old lady in Mount Airy at the Fabric Menagerie. And so if you're ever in Mount Airy and go by the Fabric Menagerie, thank that sweet little old lady for making our banner today. And when I picked it up and I had all these badges, I thought, oh my gosh, how am I going to fit 17 badges on that little banner? I really believe, folks, and I meant to verify this before I came, I forgot, that probably Thomasville has the most Paul Harris Society members of anybody in our district. I'm going to go on and say that. Thank you for your continued support of the Rotary Foundation. That means that $17,000 a year extra and above from what you already give the foundation comes from Thomasville Rotary. So Paul Harris Society members have control of how their gifts are spent. They can either do it 3 ways. They can give to the annual fund. Who knows what happens when you give to the annual fund? What happens in 3 years? Huh? The money comes back. The money comes back. Your club do all these great community service projects you do. So just think, $17,000 is going. We send it to Evanston, Illinois, and they invest it. They're going to send it back to the district, and eventually it's going to come back to Thomasville Rotary to do good, as Jason just said, to do good in the world. You can give it to the annual fund. You can give it to Polio Plus. You know, I've been to Rotary. This is my 25th year in Rotary. And back in 25 years ago, they were saying, we're that close. Well, now, folks, we're just that close. I mean, we are just right there at it. And, you know, sometimes I think we get kind of giving fatigue, but we still need to go across the finish line and just eradicate this thing called polio. Or the third option you have is to give to a approved global grant. Right now in our district, we have only really one approved global grant that's working on. Karen Pollard is working on a water purification project in Jamaica. But we have 3 or 4 more that are what I say are in the hopper. So, but a Paul Harris Society member has that opportunity to give. Either they control how they give their money, annual fund, that eventually comes back to the club, Polio Plus, or approved global grant. Go ahead, Jason. All right, so this is kind of a quick program about the Rotary Foundation, and we can't talk about the Rotary Foundation without talking about this guy here. Go ahead, Jason, the next thing. This is Arch Klump. Arch Klump grew up with modest means. He was, when he was 12 years old, his family was really struggling, and so Arch Klump quit school to help out, pay the bills for his family. And they were in Cleveland, Ohio, and Arch got a job at a lumber yard there in Cleveland. And he did such a good job. He was a young, he was really a hard-working guy. He was a smart guy. And so when, after a few years, the lumber company was in dire financial straits. They were losing money. They were afraid they were going to close. And in the midst of that, they made Arch Clump the office manager, or the manager of that lumber yard. Can you imagine being made manager of the Titanic? Something that's getting ready. I mean, this is a failing business. They were afraid they were going to close. But Arch Clump, through his hard work, through his wisdom, and through his business acumen, turned that lumber company around and eventually bought the lumber company himself. And in 1911, Arch Clump became a member of the Rotary Club of Cleveland. Go ahead to the next slide. I came to Rotary Club of Cleveland as a lumber wholesale dealer. He joined it in 1911. He became president in 1912. Isn't that about right? Kim, isn't that about right? How it is? In his final address as club president in 1912, Arch Clump told his club this. Go back. Okay. I suggest an emergency fund should be built up which will enable the club in future years to do many things. So even then, as club president, he was thinking about what can we do? What can we do to make our legacy alive here in Cleveland? During his, and then in 1916, Arch Clump was elected president of Rotary International. And then his legacy, he chaired the committee which formed the first Rotary Constitution. It was his idea to divide Rotary into districts. He had created the office of district governor, established the annual district conference, and established the Rotary Endowment Fund. That was the first name of the Rotary Foundation, the Rotary Endowment Fund. Go on, Jason. In 1917, as he was exiting president of Rotary International, again, remember, he said the same thing 5 years earlier when he was just club president in 1912. When he was exiting as Rotary International president, Arch Clump said that proposed the idea of creating an endowment for the purpose of doing good in the world. Does anybody know what the theme of the Rotary Foundation is? Do good in the world. Doing good in the world. Again, it's first known as the endowment fund. Go ahead, Jason. Okay, so when Arch Clump was president of Rotary International, I think it was Rotary Club of Kansas City, is that right? Yeah, they were taking up gifts for Arch Clump to say thank you for being president. And when all the gifts were distributed to Arch Clump, obviously their treasurer was not as good as Hope. And so he or she miscalculated the gifts. And there was $26.50 left over from those gifts that they were giving President Arch Clump. And so the Rotary Board of Directors said, well, he's challenged us to have this endowment fund. He's challenged us to plant seeds for the future. And so the first gift to the Rotary Foundation was $26.50 left over from those gifts when Arch Clump was president. In 1928, the endowment fund became what we know now as the Rotary Foundation. Go ahead, Jason. All right, the foundation's first grant was $500, and that was given in around 1929, 1930. It was given to the International Society for Crippled Children. Who knows what's the modern name for that today? No? Easter seals. It's now known as Easter seals. Keep going, Jason. In 1917, the foundation began an initial contribution of about $26.50. By 1918, it grew to $57.79. By 1920, the assets were $279. It kept going in 1924. And then in 1928, when the endowment was formally called the Rotary Foundation, we had a whopping $5,000, $5,700. Go on, Jason. Within 4 years of that established at 32, it became to $50,000. And the Finance Committee reported in 1937 that we had assets of $100,000 in the Rotary Foundation. Now, all that seems good and well, but something happened in 1947 which caused a big boost to gifts for the Rotary Foundation. Anybody know what that was? Go ahead, Jason. Paul Harris died. In 1947, one of our founders, Paul Harris, who started with his 4 friends in 1905, on February 22nd, he passed away. And the trustees challenged Rotarians from around the United States and around the world to give $10 in memory and in honor of Paul Harris. And by 1948, come back, Jason, the contributions exceeded $1.7 million. So that was going good for about 10 years. And I guess the idea of Paul Harris dying kind of faded out, and we needed to find a new way to give contributions. So in 1957, the trustees came up with this thing called a Paul Harris Fellow. If you give $1,000 to the Rotary Foundation, you can become a Paul Harris Fellow. Kim, am I?
Well, you were so entertaining.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm running out of time. I'll respect your time. So keep going through, Jackson. I'll have time to go through all this. Keep going. Okay. So those are some of the things that $1,000 would have bought in 1957. Everybody just for a minute, Jackson. If you need to leave, I understand. Okay, so what would $1,000 buy in 57? Go ahead, Jackson. Go to the next slide. It would buy a used car. You could make a down payment on a house. You could college tuition for a couple of years, go on Jackson, groceries for a year, a dream vacation, gasoline. You could buy 4,000 gallons of gasoline in 1957 for $1,000. Okay, and so then in this whole idea of the Paul Harris Society began in 1998, somewhere in 1998-99. In a district in Southern California, again, to honor Paul Harris, one of our founders, and again, it was to give $1,000, not just a one-time gift of $1,000, but to give $1,000 every year. Go ahead, Jason. Keep going. All right, so keep going. All right, so there's our 7 areas of focus in the Rotary Foundation. Of course, peace building, conflict prevention, disease prevention, water sanitation, maternal and child health, basic education, literacy, keep going, community development, and supporting the environment. Go ahead, Jason. All right, so here we are back to it. As a Paul Harris Society member, again, you control the way you spend your money, either annual fund, Folio Plus, or approved district grants, or global grants. Ways to give, you can give a one-time gift of $1,000. Some people do. You can give $250 per quarter through Rotary Direct, or you can give $86 per month through Rotary Direct. Now you think about it, it's not always writing a big check, but just think about $86 a month to make a huge impact in our world. Now Kim wants to know, what is $86 a month today, man? Thank you, Kim, for asking that question. I figured out I have a favorite coffee shop in Mount Airy called Pages, Books, and Coffee. I figured out last week that I spend about $100 there a month. So, again, not $86. Phone bill, average cell phone plan is about $86 a month. If you got Netflix or Amazon Prime or all these other streaming services, that's about what it is a month. About 2 tanks of gas for the average car, $86 a month pays for. Go on, Jason. So at this time, we have 214, Jim, 215 now, members of the Paul Harris Society, thank you. And my goal as Paul Harris Society rep is to grow this by 10%. And I'm still waiting, folks, to have our first Paul Harris Society 100% club. Okay, I hope we can get that. All right, so I want to close by telling you a quick story. So when I was district governor, I had the opportunity to travel all these clubs in the district, 47 clubs, had a great time that year. And in many clubs, they were so kind as to give me a gift or something. And so the Rotary Club of Southern Pines, when I visited them, gave me this book called A Dollar's Grand Dream. And what they were doing is they were giving this book to all the second graders in Moore County. That was one of their club projects. So they gave me this book. And has anybody ever heard of this book or read this book? I would highly suggest that if you have children or grandchildren, that you read this book to them. Because it's about the story of a dollar named Bill. That's his name, Bill. And Bill dreams one day, and Bill's life is pretty good. I mean, he's used to, give tips to servers in restaurants. He's used to buy things at the farmer's market. But, his life's just kind of ordinary, and he kind of gets bored with that life. And he dreams one day of being a bigger amount of money. And so he goes to his fairy godmother, Penny. It's in the book. And she says, okay, Bill, you want to be a big amount of money. I'm going to make you the biggest amount of money that there is. Does anybody know what the biggest amount of currency there is, the biggest dollar amount? There's actually a $10,000 bill. I've never seen one, but according to Google, that's true. And so he makes her a $10,000 bill, and this causes Bill to be able to go to places he'd never gone before. He goes to the Emmy Awards, and he goes to the red carpet, and he goes to all these events all over the world. But after a while, Bill says that really wasn't fulfilling. And he wishes he could be a dollar again, because he enjoyed being the tip for the waitress or the server in the restaurant. He enjoyed being the currency given at the farmer's market. And so he goes back to Penny and wishes to be a dollar again. And she makes him a dollar. And what I get out of that story, folks, is, we have a level of giving in Rotary called the Arch Clump Society. These are people who have committed either in this life or the life to come, when they leave this world, to give $250,000 to the Rotary Foundation. And we have, just in our district, about 5 or 6 of these folks. And I think that's wonderful. And I think it's great that these people have that sort of wealth that they can, either in this life or the life to come, they commit to give to the Rotary Foundation. And I know several of these Arch Clump Societies. They are great people. They got great hearts, and they have the ability to do that. But folks, I can't do that. But you know what? I can give $86 a month. Or I can give $250 a quarter. Or I can give $1,000 a year. And I can make a huge impact on my community. Thomasville Rotary, thank you, you 17 members of the Paul Harris Society, for what you do. And if you get some more, Kim, I'll get you another banner made out of the little lady up in Mount Airy, okay? And we'll put some more names on there. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you, man. To do good in the world, which is what we are all about, really while we're a part of an organization like this as members, it takes sacrificing of our time, our talents, and our treasure. And I know, at least here in this club, we ask you often to sacrifice of all three of those things. But one of the things that we've learned so much about Rotary is that two things. One, it's a trusted organization to give to, well trusted. And also that they do a whole lot of good, Rotary International. Not just locally like we are, but just across the globe. When we give, we can trust that the money is being put to good use and to do great things in the world. So I'm encouraged by that, being encouraged by that as Rotarians, and as often as we're able to give of our time, our talents, and our treasures, let's do that. So as we part from here and go today and go to the four corners of our community, different businesses, different homes, different places, I challenge you to do that. Be generous in your time, in your talent, and your treasures. Have eyes to see the needs in the community, have ears to hear them, and have a heart that is ready to serve. Stand with me. And in all the things that we think, say, or do, first, is the truth, is fair to all concerned, will it feel good to those that are friendships, will it be beneficial to all concerned. Have a great day. Sweatshirts and t-shirts